products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ShuilaFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ShuilaFlooring@gmail.com.
Two Jedi have landed in the main hangar bay. We're tracking them.
I told you about them two.
Always two. There are a master and an apprentice.
Go. I'll stall them long enough for you two to get a head start.
These are the boys that were brought to trial.
They went free that very day.
Yeah, looks pretty bad. Two of them are over here.
They may think it's twice as safe because there are two of them. But it isn't twice as safe. It's 10 times twice as dangerous.
There's two of them. One of them's got a gun. Did you pay the gas bill?
No, I didn't.
Oh, two of them?
Well, yeah, we have two of them.
The only way we're going to get those two to successfully mate is if they are alone together.
One gorilla, two gorillas. Big deal.
Good morning. It's the KCHW Morning Show. It is Thursday, May 9th. And despite what you may have heard if you were listening on the air a little bit ago, we are actually on the air now. Okay. I hit a wrong button when I was setting everything up for the morning, and it just went right into it before we were ready. So.
Oh, man. I'm having a horrible start to the day, too. I left my coffee in the other room.
Are you okay? Do you need
I don't know if I'm going to make it.
Do you need a minute?
Brief moment, I thought, I'm just going to leave Chuck on his own and see what he does.
Right? I forgot my water bottle this morning. I have unflavored water, Scott.
Oh, that's the worst. Unflavored water.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I need my BlackBerry. I'm not talking about the old phone from the 90s.
I thought you probably were.
Oh, yeah. Keep it in the vault.
Yes. Right next to my flip phone. All right. 79 today. Can you believe that? Plenty of sunshine for you. Crazy. Clear skies overnight down to 47. It continues tomorrow. 82 and sunny for your Friday. 84 and partly cloudy for your Saturday. 84 and sunny for your Sunday. Monday right now, partly cloudy and 77. Talking to a buddy in Omak. They're looking for like 95 degrees on Saturday. Yuck.
Whoa. That's too hot.
That is way too hot. They're usually about 10 degrees warmer than us anyways. Mm-hmm. Little breakfast and lunch for the kids. Do you have that pulled up, or you want me to do it?
Oh, I do. I just need a second. Oh, of course I don't. Of course I do. And don't.
No, you don't. Yes,
I don't. It's up, but the computer's just sitting there spinning, waiting for me. Okay, I have it now. Thank you for waiting, everybody. Sure. So today we have breakfast pizza for breakfast, a variety of cereal, fresh fruit juice, and your choice of milk with breakfast. And then for lunch, as we get over there for that, our computer's really slow today, Scott. We have chili with a cinnamon roll. That's always good. Fresh veggies, fruit, your choice of fresh fruit, choice of milk, and crackers. You know, the chili on a cinnamon roll is a thing. It's a regional thing, isn't it?
It comes from Idaho.
Does it?
I don't know. That just sounds horrible together. Are you serious?
Yo, no, I'm dead serious. The chili on a cinnamon roll it's a thing. Yeah, you take a bowl and you put your cinnamon roll in the bottom of the bowl and then you cover it with chili. And I've never tried it, but it is a thing.
Yo.
That's not mine. I'm telling you, baby. That's not mine. I don't even know what this is. This sort of thing ain't my bag, baby.
What do you guys like on your pizza?
Oh, just the regular stuff. Flies, stink bugs.
Maybe some chili.
Oh, yeah. Who ordered the poo-poo platter? Yeah.
I'm going to stick with that's just horribly wrong. Wow.
Hey, maybe one of those things that sounds gross until you try it, Scott.
It could be, but I'm not biting off on that. All right, Chuck, I want to know ticket situation. Twil's Got Talent. Where are the tickets? Where are we at?
So we have tickets still available online. They're available at Acres Drug, Valley Drug, or the Independent office. Online, they're available at kchw.org, ChihuilasGotTalent.com, or you can go to our Facebook page, and there's about 1 million links we've posted. And then so we've got tickets are selling fast online. I already on Monday had to add more tickets because what I originally put online had sold out. There's plenty of paper tickets still available. And if you come to the farmers market on Friday, which is tomorrow, I will be there with a table doing some live broadcasting and selling those tickets with me in person.
Woo!
So there you go. There you go. Right. It's going to be a good show.
You can actually show up and see Chuck in person, poke him a couple times.
Yeah, live in captivity. See a real
did you like that big cool promo I made?
That was fantastic, Scott. We're going to play that during the break. It'll happen. Okay. We should have played it at the beginning of the show, but
I've got it right here. I can play it.
Oh yeah, play it. Do it.
All right, you guys. You want a little details on Chihuilas Got Talent? Here it is.
Here we go.
This Saturday night at the Chihuilas Center for the Arts, it's KCHW's Chihuilas Got Talent 6. Your 4-time award-winning talent show returns this Saturday night at 6 p.m. with 10 acts, all vying for big cash prizes. Tickets are just $15 and available now at the Chihuahua Independent, the Valley Drug Company, Acres United Drug, and online at kchw.org or chihuilasgottalent.com. Take part in the fun with our audience costume contest and concessions, including beer and wine from the Chihuahua Center for the Arts. Our cash and prizes are made possible through donations from our friends, Country Chevrolet, SETI's Ace Hardware, Andy's Sandwich and Sports, the Chihuahua Creative District, the Yale Press, the Chihuahua Center for the Arts, and Gino and Sharon Ludwig. This Saturday night, May 11th, 6 p.m. at the Chihuahua Center for the Arts. Doors open at 5:30 and space is limited for Chihuahua's Got Talent 6. The biggest takeaway for that on Tuesday from Val was that she was like, beer and wine?
I'm there. Is Val coming? I haven't seen her purchase her tickets online yet.
She is not. She had a previous commitment for that day, so I shamed her. I shamed her quite well, though. So
good. She deserves it. Yeah, I'm really excited. We've got a great show. Hoping everything runs. No, everything is going to run smooth, Scott.
There's always so Chuck. You know, I've done a lot of these type of things. It never goes as planned. it never goes as planned, but it's always a show.
Yeah,
you know, and you're always thrilled afterwards. You kind of forget about the stuff that didn't work, but it never goes 100% as planned. And out of the 5 previous talent shows, I only had one that really disappointed me, and that was the last one because they'd provided mistakenly provided a powered line to our computer. Yes. And when the act strummed the first note, it literally blew the computer so loud. I felt bad because it startled the people on stage because I was right next to the stage. And it also made the entire audience look over at me because when it blew like a firecracker and smoke rolled out of it.
That's all part. You just say that's part of the show, folks. Everybody start applauding. Yay!
Yeah. I didn't know there was techno in this. Yeah. Pyrotechnics, all sorts of stuff for you.
That's awesome.
So you know, and 1 out of 5, and that we lost the broadcast on that, which was and the recording, which was the big sad part about it, that there is nothing online from Chihuahua's Got Talent 5 because it went boom.
Right.
You will not have anything like that happen, right?
Well, you know, like the old Meatloaf song, 1 out of 5 ain't bad. Right?
Okay.
No, I don't think that's how it goes.
All right. Let's see. Since we were talking about events tomorrow, and you mentioned the farmers market, the very first one, 11 to 3:30. Chuck's going to be there selling those tickets. Tomorrow, you also have adult pickleball, 9 to 11:30. And on Saturday, you got that talent show at night. There's nothing else, so you have no excuses Saturday night not to get tickets and come to our very fun talent show and support the arts. All right. Going on Saturday, 9 to noon, Gold Hill Trail Work Party. That's That's the new Gold Hill Trail up by the golf course. So very cool.
And there is the Mushroom Festival over in Kettle Falls happening that day, but there's plenty of time to run over there in the morning and afternoon and check that out and be back in time for Chihuahua's Got Talent.
Good catch. Good catch.
Yeah.
All right. Sunday, we got a Mother's Day brunch at the Rusty Putter from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's a long brunch. That might be a typo. We also have another one a little closer to town. Let's give them a plug anyways. It's Mom's Day out at the casino. And then Fired Up Pizza. You've got our own Doug McQuain that afternoon with his Blues Jam.
That's right. So the... Yeah, that 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. I'm hoping those hours are right because I'm one of those people, I never get to the brunch on time.
Okay. All right. We got some more, at least one more Mother's Day thing here. Maybe a joke from Chuck. But first, just a couple news headlines. There's some fun ones if you don't mind, Chuck.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. We'll run down our little, this comes out of Yahoo. It's called the Daily Yodel, and it's really good. It's got just kind of some short information on a bunch of news stories. First one is about Biden administration proposing policy changes today that crack down on migrants who are ineligible for asylum. Eligibility would be determined earlier during an initial screening stage. President Biden has faced calls this week from some Democrats in battleground districts to do more to enforce the border, while others have called for relief for long-term undocumented residents. The Nuggets, Nikola Jokic, it was named the NBA's most valuable player for the third time in 4 seasons. He's only the 9th player in NBA history to win 3 or more MVP awards, but he's pretty happy today.
Yeah, I'll bet. Say his name again, Scott?
No thanks. Nicola, I call him Nicky.
Yeah, Nick.
Okay.
Old Nick.
Nick. Communities from Kansas, Carolina is dealing with significant damage after major storms, flash floods, and tornadoes yesterday. More severe weather expected for them today.
Wow.
That's right. We live on an angry planet.
There have been so many tornadoes this year, it seems, just everywhere. They're just raging through everywhere. That's crazy.
Acknowledging that the U.S. bombs had killed Palestinians, President Biden said that he would halt some shipments of weapons to Israel out of fear they would be used in the new assault on Rafah. People in Israel are really, really mad now.
Mad at us or just mad in general? Because they seem like they've been
mad in general. Just mad in general. I want to see if I can play this next one. House voted to reject Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene's efforts to oust Speaker Mike Johnson. He says, I appreciate the show of confidence to defeat this misguided effort. Greene yesterday said she wasn't going to do it, and then she ended up doing it anyways. Her support, a whole 10 people.
kind of like her politics in general.
Yeah, a whole 10 people. All right, I'm trying to find. I had it. Is that it? No, I had it all. I had them. Oh, I'm really mad. I lost it. I had it all queued up. It was the entire house booing her when she brought it up.
Wow,
it's pretty awesome. Which is the same response she gets when she shows up for a family dinner.
Oh. I can imagine.
She's the second most hated person in politics right now.
Oh, who's? Do you want to tell us who the first is?
No, you know. All right, cops. This one's sick. This is a sick person. Cops warning dog owners of a disturbing find along the Appalachian Trail. Dog snacks and dog treats with fish hooks in them.
Why do people do that?
That's horrible. Wow. It's not like they're, secretly trapping some animal. They're just trying, and dogs aren't the only ones that are going to eat them. It's horrible. And on the Appalachian Trail, I mean, yeah.
Wow. I have a friend who's a dog musher. He runs the Iditarod every year, and it was a few years back. His dogs kept getting sick on the trail. He had to scratch. He couldn't finish the race because he had too many dogs getting sick. Analyzed some treats he had gotten later on that were maybe not, but were contaminated. Maybe intentionally, maybe not. But they were poisoning the dogs.
Wow.
And it may have been an accident, may have been something in the manufacturing process, or it may have also been sabotage.
Wow. That's scary. Scary. Who would do stuff like that?
And you hear about this stuff on the, it's been, throughout my lifetime. Occasionally these things pop up where, it's always seems like it's hiking trails. People leave dog treats that are poisoned or, leave bits of meat that have this or that in them. Why? What's the point? Do you really hate life that much that you're going to go around and torture innocent creatures? That is gross.
I hope he accidentally eats one.
Right?
All right. In the Department of
foot infected. Yep.
In the Department of It Makes a Lot of Sense. All right.
Mm-hmm.
New category today. It makes a lot of sense. Independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says he's living with a dead worm in his brain. Yep. Makes a lot of sense.
It's all just becoming clear now.
Kennedy, another person who's too old to be president at 70, said the remains of the parasite were discovered in 2010 after he saw a neurologist for memory loss and brain fog amid fears he could have brain cancer like his late uncle, Senator Edward Kennedy. He claimed in a 2012 deposition that what at first appeared to be a tumor was caused by a worm that got into his brain and ate a portion of it and then died. Well, of course it did.
Wait, what died? The brain or the worm?
Both. That makes that for me with RFK Jr. just brings everything full circle.
It kind of makes me like the guy a little more. Like, okay, well, at least this pat him on the head. At least it's not your fault. All the things you've done the last couple of years. Man.
Horrible.
Man.
All right. Let's see if I got anything else on here. We'll skip that one. U.S. gasoline and diesel demand has hit a seasonal low not seen since COVID. Maybe prices will drop a little bit then.
Wow. Maybe nobody wants to go anywhere right now.
I think with the price of groceries is keeping people home and making people choose what they're going to do and plan accordingly because everything has gotten so expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Just like I was at a fundraiser here, and I'm not going to say what nonprofit it was, but they had, hoodies, and I wanted to support them by buying a hoodie.
Can never have too many hoodies.
Over to what?
Oh, you can never have too many hoodies.
That's right. $50.
Whoa.
Now, yeah. I mean, just because everybody's raised prices, there's just certain things you probably shouldn't do. That was really gouging. Yeah, $35, I'd have been okay with that.
Yeah.
It's a nonprofit helping on. But $50, I actually walked away from supporting them at that price and felt bad about it. But at the same time, I came out of the store with one of those Walmart bags full of groceries, just the small size, $40 with one bag. So yeah, I can't afford $50 hoodies.
I think you and I have discussed it before. There's been some comparisons coming out right now. It's like the first time in our history where roughly, I mean, not exactly, one is still going to be cheaper than the other, but if you look at how much it costs to go out to eat at a fast food restaurant, a sit down restaurant, or buy the groceries, and they're pretty much along the same lines. If you get that same meal at any of those three places, you're gonna end up spending about the same.
And if you go to a Chinese food restaurant, they give you so much food you could do it once and have a whole day's worth of food.
Yeah, right.
See,
I'll have to say that not quite a taco place that's very popular is still the cheapest out there. You can still feed a family of four for $20.
Ooh, wow.
If you want to deal with the repercussions. Everything comes with a price, Scott.
All right, James Webb Telescope has discovered evidence. I think this is their first, they thought, okay, this planet might have an atmosphere. That they have came up with a planet now. They named 55 Canceri. It's an exoplanet, which means it's really, really big. But they say it's just 41 light years away, and it has an atmosphere.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. So if we figure out how to travel at the speed of light, we can get there in only 41 years. That's incredible. Let's go.
All right, I'm in for it. All right, let's move on to bits and breaks this morning. Mother's Day is Sunday. Chuck's got something to say about that.
Yeah, so like you said, this Mother's Day is Sunday. This year I find out if it's still acceptable for a grown man to give his mother something made out of paper plates, Elmer's glue, and beans. That's all I can afford this year, Scott.
That's right. See how that fit in?
I mean, the paper plates are used because, again, things are tight.
Sorry, Mom.
I don't want to give you one of the new ones. The good
we need
China.
those. Yeah, we need those. This one we just used for dog food. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
I got some terrible medical news yesterday. Results came back from the lab, and it looks like I'm allergic to allergy medication now.
Oh, man. That's rough. And I've got a quote of the day for you, Scott.
Okay.
So far today, am I doing all right? I have not gossiped, lost my temper, been greedy, grumpy, nasty, selfish, or self-indulgent. I haven't whined, complained, cursed, or eaten any chocolate. I have charged nothing on my credit card either, but I will be getting out of bed in just a minute.
And then the day goes south.
I think I've already broken like 3 of those this morning. Yeah.
Already. Well, yeah, you were running a little late. You pressed the wrong button.
Well, I mean, I had a donut. That doesn't count as chocolate.
No.
It wasn't a chocolate donut.
You're saying.
Yeah, a donut and a piece of fried chicken for breakfast. Healthy morning.
Well, as you plan your day, I'm going to pose the question, Chuck, and you tell me which one you think. Is your brain more creative on beer or coffee?
I'm going to say coffee. I don't know. I'd lose all sense of anything with beer.
Couldn't beer, though, make you maybe a little funnier?
No, it would take a lot more than beer to make me funny, Scott.
I was told once I had a boss at a radio station, wasn't the nicest person.
Yeah.
And one day he told me, he goes, before you come to work, you should probably drink a beer or two, maybe smoke a joint. He literally told me that.
It's just not funny.
That's not funny, dude. He got fired. I'm still on the radio. Of course, I don't get paid.
There are way too many buttons in here for that, Scott.
First, the good for beer. Beer makes you less worried about the world around you, which frees up your brain to make deeper connections and come up with ideas.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. The bad, drinking a couple beers makes you less focused and decreases your memory. All right. Best time to drink it if you're searching for an initial idea? Maybe breakfast? Maybe not.
I like to put it in my cereal.
All right. Coffee. The good. Caffeine's effects kick in after 5 to 15 minutes, which gives you more energy and a stronger ability to focus. It's rather quickly. That's why we drink it first thing in the morning.
Right.
The bad, drinking even small amounts, it will result in a tolerance, and your body will need more to get the same stimulation.
That's okay with me. More coffee.
It sounds like a drug.
Right. But more coffee doesn't sound like a bad thing.
Best time to drink that if you've already got an idea and you just need to focus on the busy work part. Drink the coffee.
Okay.
Sure. Also expect 90% of your headaches to come from 10% of your staff. That's why they added that in there. All right. Chuck's got a story about the world's nastiest neighbor.
Yeah, this doesn't come from me. This comes from somebody else. I just want to say this because if you're listening, neighbors, I do like you. I just want to put that out there before I say it.
Okay.
So it says, I share a wood fence in a new build community. We have a pool where my wife likes to sunbathe in a swimsuit. A few months ago, we noticed a perfectly round hole in our fence, about 2 inches wide. We're certain it wasn't there before, but guessed that it may have been a knot in the wood that had fallen out. My wife noticed our neighbor staring at her one day, so we decided to put boards along our side of the fence. Before they cleaned and finished the side of the fence, my neighbor and us had the side that had poles and the support boards. Then they added boards to our side, and we had a clean side. A few days later, we found another hole in our side of the fence. It lined up almost exactly with the neighbor's hole, and my wife has caught him staring at her again through the same hole. Wow. He ended up just replacing that board, but he drilled it again. When he confronted him about it, he got defensive and claimed he was bird watching. Wow. It says I called him out on his bad excuse and said I thought it was inappropriate for him to stare at my wife like that. He said I have no expectation of privacy in my own backyard and can't control what he does on his property.
I think you have a huge expectation of privacy in your backyard.
I think you have every right to privacy in your own property. Absolutely. I unfortunately have to agree that he can be a creep from his side of the yard, but I'm wondering what my legal options are to get him to stop damaging my fence. I've replaced it 3 times now, and the police won't even show up and say it's just a civil matter.
Wow.
That is gross.
You know what I would do? I would get some Gorilla Glue and then just kind of like reach your hand through that knot and put it on his side of the knot hole, and then tell your wife to get out there in her string bikini.
Yeah.
And yeah. Maybe rig up something that'll poke him in the eye.
Now, why don't you keep looking, buddy? Keep looking till the glue wears off.
You know what fits through this hole really well? The end of my shotgun. Sorry.
That is disturbing.
That is really disturbing. Don't be that neighbor. All right. On the nice side, single moms, Mother's Day. What is the nicest gift you can give for a single mom? Some answers from the internet.
Okay.
And then we'll see what Chuck thinks. Break.
Some of these are good.
A promise of a day to herself to shop, pamper herself, or just have a quiet moment to reflect and relax. Reflect on, why did I have all these kids?
Right. Why did I marry this guy?
Bradley Cooper and a bottle of wine.
Okay.
Free babysitting for the weekend. Oh, yeah.
I want to go back to that. I think I don't remember if it was you that talked about it maybe last week or we talked about it yesterday. It is not babysitting if it's your own children.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Help her kids make something to surprise her with. Very nice.
Okay.
All right. So what is, I know when I was a single dad, the nicest gift you could give me was money.
Oh, yeah.
Card with some money in it.
Except if it's from your kids, they say, hey, Daddy, can I borrow $20? And then you get 15 for your Father's Day.
My oldest daughter has gives me a Mother's Day card every year and a Father's Day card.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
That's sweet. I like that. For Mother's Day this year, we asked my wife what she wanted to do, and she said absolutely nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're cooking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I do that anyway, but she wants a clean house, and she wants to sit in it and do absolutely nothing.
All right.
She wants to turn on the TV and watch all the shows that we haven't been able to watch because we've been too busy to watch them, and do nothing else. Bring her chocolate, and do nothing.
I don't know if that's going to work out for you, because don't you have to go back to the Center for the Arts and clean up after the talent show?
Well, you know, we're hoping to... Stop it, Scott. We'll just get that done Saturday night. We'll just stay there all night.
Okay. You might have to.
Maybe we'll do it Monday.
All right. All right. Covering singles moms. How about the craziest wedding stories out there as we head into spring weddings?
Yeah. So these are some crazy ones. In the middle of the reception, a birthday cake was rolled out and some people started singing happy birthday. The birthday cake was bigger than the wedding cake. It turns out it was the mother of the groom's birthday, but the bride had no idea this was going to happen.
Oh.
So you're bringing out your mother-in-law's birthday.
On wedding day.
On the wedding day, and her cake is bigger than your own wedding cake.
What?
That is...
Why do mother-in-laws not see that kind of stuff?
Right. And it's the same thing. I know it's a romantic setting and everything, but don't propose to your significant other during somebody else's wedding.
I think at the end of the reception, it might be okay.
Yeah, maybe during the party, but not. Yeah. Just wait.
Not early on, for sure.
No. All right, this next wedding was at a big Catholic church. It was a pretty boring, typical ceremony, but the reception was unforgettable in the worst way. It was actually, this sounds awesome. It was in an abandoned roller rink. When we all showed up, it was dark and empty. The wedding guests had to set up tables and chairs. There were no decorations, and the buffet was refried beans, rice, and tortillas. That's it. No condiments, no drinks, no trash cans. There was massive pressure to give money to the bride and groom with a money dance and suggested a $20 donation to dance with the bride. What kind of club was this? Sorry. I later heard the couple were disappointed. They only made $800.
Aww.
I mean,
now if it was decorated in trash cans and people were in better food, do you think they would have donated more?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it started out awesome in the abandoned roller rink because that could have a flavor there, but the rest of it, not so much. A can of refried beans, some tortillas. Was there even cheese? There was no cheese.
There was no cheese.
I mean, cheese would have made all the difference.
Or meat.
Right. This next one here, my friend was getting married, and on the wedding day, the bride's husband showed up to break up the wedding. Wow. Wait. The bride's husband, what? Oh, okay. Sorry. My friend had no idea she was married with children.
And they were getting married.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Well, the church store called, and they're running out of you.
Wow. Last one here, my boss at a small independent insurance agency was marrying wife number 2 and invited the entire office. There were 6 of us. The wedding was small and simple, and the reception was held at a country club with good food and an open bar. Normally a straight-laced insurance man, the boss got completely hammered and ended up passing out before the evening was over. Luckily, his new bride didn't mind and kept the party going. After he got back from his honeymoon, he called us together for a staff meeting and scolded us for not helping to control his drinking on my most important night. How dare you?
You are one pathetic loser.
It's your fault.
How dare you let me get so drunk?
Now, it might have been different if all the employees kept like walking up to him with flasks and saying, have a shot, have a shot, have a shot.
But have you ever told someone who's had too much to drink, hey, you've had too much to drink, you should probably slow down?
That's a fight.
Yeah, that's a sure way to get him to drink more.
All right, I guess I got the fun one. Sorry, Chuck. Things you'll never hear an Idaho resident say.
Yes.
First thing you'll ever hear from anybody from Idaho say, I'll take Shakespeare for 1,000, Alex.
That would not.
Duct tape won't fix that.
No, fixes everything.
Wrestling's fake.
Wrestling.
I never say it. Wrestling? Oh, I should have said it like that. Sorry.
It's real. You can see it right there on your TV, Scott.
Oh,
how could you question that?
Actually happening.
Right.
All right. Other things you'll never hear anybody in Idaho say, I'll have a poached egg and some hot tea instead of biscuits and gravy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, why not both? A poached egg on biscuits and gravy sounds pretty good. I'm just saying. Yep.
Who cares who won the Civil War?
Oh. Wow.
Give me a small bag of pork rinds. Also something never said in Idaho.
Does such a thing exist?
I like this restaurant, but too many deer heads detract from the decor.
I feel like I'm in a morgue.
Remember the restaurant? I don't know if you lived here in time when Loon Lake had the 24-hour restaurant.
No.
So the person who owned that restaurant, I think, had killed just about everything you could kill. Mm-hmm. And they were all around the ceiling staring at you while you ate.
How's that venison, buddy?
Go ahead and run. Run home and cry to mama.
Another thing you'll never hear in Idaho, I just couldn't find a thing to buy at Walmart today.
I don't know. Have you ever been there and like you're looking for a specific product and in an aisle just completely floor to ceiling 20 feet long of similar products, you can't find the product that you need? All the time. All the time.
Something you won't hear in Idaho, trim that fat off that steak.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's where the flavor is.
Another one, the tires on that truck are way too big.
No such thing.
No such thing. Kind of goes along with, it's too loud. No, it's not.
Last one.
Might kind of be from Idaho. And the last thing I have that you will never hear someone in Idaho say, checkmate. What's chess? Is that with an S or a T? All right.
It's like checkers with them horsey things, right?
Yeah.
No. Wow. Sorry, Idaho.
Sorry. All right.
I love it, though.
All right, some eye injuries, almost as fun with Chuck Ritchie.
Yes, and so these are weird ways people have injured their eyeballs. It's not just pencils and staple guns that put people's eyes out, and these are a few of the stranger items that have injured people's eyeballs. You ever had
staple guns?
Yeah, but well, I guess if you're looking at it to see if it's empty and you squeeze the trigger, yeah. Oh man. So the first one here, and I've actually heard this one before, and I can't imagine for the life of me.
Ow, this is gonna hurt.
And this is, you know what? I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save that one, Scott. I'm gonna go from the bottom to the top. All right.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna reverse this. This one is pretty hard to believe. Grocery carts. 6 yearly eye injuries. I guess.
Well, at least it's only 6.
I guess if you fall, what if you're like putting the 12-pack of soda down on the little shelf in the bottom, and you bend over and you smack your eyeball on the handle?
Okay,
yeah,
that's probably
I can see it. Aquariums, yearly eye injuries, 25.
Okay.
Aquarium, that's a okay.
Seems impossible.
This one is even more weird also at 25. Vending machines, with 25 a year. I guess
go down there and try to catch that return quarter with your eye.
Maybe. Almost got it. What? This one I can see. Pacifiers, 57 yearly eye injuries. Babies all the time flailing that thing around or poking their parents in the eyeballs with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was going to say, how does an adult get hurt with it? But okay.
Yeah, I mean, toddlers can do anything. They just flail around and poke stuff in your eyeballs. That's kind of what they do. Or in your ear. Next one, fondue pots. Why specifically fondue pots make the list? I don't know. Considering how not very popular fondue is these days, I would imagine 68 is probably a pretty fair portion of the people that are having fondue get injuries to their eyeballs.
Maybe it's because you're dipping stuff and you got to get close to it.
Maybe.
And then maybe some splattered chocolate in your eye or something.
Yeah, or some cheese in the eyeball. Better get that out and eat it. Don't want to waste it. All right, drinking fountains, yearly eye injuries, 76. Okay, I can see that when you bend down to drink, you miss, This one, doormats.
Uh-huh.
A doormat, 91 yearly. How? I'm trying to imagine a scenario where somebody could injure themselves with a doormat.
Oh, you're shaking it, and a rock flies off and hits you in the eye.
Okay. Okay, I can see that. 152 yearly eye injuries for a washing machine. Again, maybe you're reaching in to grab your stuff and you reach too far and smack your eyeball. And I guess the next one here, toilets, yearly eye injuries at 327.
No.
Why is anyone getting their face that close to the toilet?
I could understand if it was a bidet.
What possible scenario? What are you people doing out there? 327 of you.
Wow.
Maybe they slip and fall in the bath, when they get out of the bathtub or something and smack themselves on the toilet. I don't know. That's why they call that area between the toilet and the bathtub the triangle of death.
Oh.
Yeah. And finally, the top one here with 776. And you people, I'm calling it, you people are dumb. Yeah, straight up. No way around it. Vacuum cleaners.
Oh, who would put a vacuum cleaner nozzle on their eye?
Is this thing clogged? I don't see anything in there.
Imagine that's the sound it makes.
I could imagine, some of these vacuum cleaners are really, really powerful. I would imagine an eyeball just doesn't stand a chance.
Hold up well. No.
Oh, man.
I'd be the guy standing in the back as he's going with the hose toward his eye.
You can do it!
I wonder what would happen. Wow.
All right. We've got some rules here. First one, I'll do these. Chuck's got the golden rule. I get the rule of thumb. What?
Yep.
Okay. To measure water for cooking rice, rest the tip of your index finger on the top of the rice and just add enough water to reach the first visible point. This works for any size pot. Well, that's pretty simple.
Mm-hmm. Except I used to know somebody that didn't have that first joint. They only had the middle joint in their finger. How did that work for her, huh? She had soggy rice her whole life.
Yeah, you're right. In order to do that, you do have to have fingers. Sorry. For every day you spend in the hospital, plan on 1 week to recuperate. Is that true, Chuck?
Last time I was in the hospital, it was about 6 weeks. So, yeah, pretty much.
An extension cord should be as thick as the cord you plug into it. True story.
Yeah, that's fair. Yep.
For a minimum level of financial security, your net worth, the cash value of all of your assets, minus all your debts, should equal 1 year's income. Hold on.
Oh, that's funny. It's funny that anybody thinks
about that. You're one of the new people the IRS is going to come visit.
Right? Oh, good luck to you.
Keep white wine in your fridge and take it out 30 minutes before serving. Keep red wine out of the fridge and put it in 15 minutes before serving.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
had no idea.
Yeah, you don't want
Mr. Fancy Pants.
You don't want your red wine chilled, but it does add a richness to it if it's slightly lower than room temperature when you serve it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Look at you. I'm going to play that again.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
All right. As a manager of any business, expect 80% of your work to be done by 20% of your employees.
Usually that 20%, the manager. Actually, that's not true at all. Usually that 20% is probably the person supporting the manager that the manager takes credit for.
Ooh.
Yep.
All right. Anything left on your sheet, Chuck?
I've got the golden rule.
Do it then.
Yeah. And, I was just gonna sit here in silence for a minute, Scott, first, and absorb what we just learned.
I wasn't sure if I got that one on your sheet.
No, it's there. It's there.
Okay.
So this is a Reddit discussion on the golden rule. I definitely agree on this one. We don't have a lock on our bathroom door, Scott. We do, but it's an old door, and it's got one of those skeleton keys, and it's sticky, so it doesn't work. Knock before you open any closed doors. And I've gotten in such a habit at home doing it. Any door now, I knock. Even like public restrooms, I will knock on the door before I go in just because it's a force of habit. It's weird.
Okay.
Yep. Don't base long-term decisions on short-term emotions. This is true. Under-promise, over-deliver.
Okay.
Like
Mr. Scott on the Starship Enterprise.
That's right. I can't do it. Oh, hey, look, I did it. Yep. Have more than you show. Speak less than you know.
Okay.
Ooh. You can always learn something from anyone. That is actually true. Never assume anyone is as smart as you, and never assume that you are smarter than anyone. I've met some people that I'm pretty sure.
I'm 100% positive I'm smarter than Marjorie Taylor Greene. 100%.
I have a used tissue in the trash that could probably make the same claim. I
also believe I'm more honest.
Right? All right. So always be on time. That's always a good one. And I'm going to add to that. Always be on time. And I know there's this thing that people have sort of gone on with years of 15 minutes early is on time. If I invite you and tell you to be there at a certain time, do not show up 15 minutes early. I will. If you do, I will put you to work because I will not be ready for you to be there. I mean, it's one thing if you're meeting somebody for coffee, but if I invite you over for dinner or invite you over to the house, do not show up 15 minutes early.
That's why we call him Last Minute Chuck.
Right? I won't be ready. All right. And this last one, of course, always be the person your dog thinks you are.
Wow. Yeah. That's good.
That is.
What would your dog think of that behavior?
I know.
I like it.
I would like to think of what would your grandma think, but grandma had a wild streak.
Grandma spent a lot of time in jail.
Well, one of the only things my grandmother died when I was very young, but one of my most vivid memories of her was standing there, bleary-eyed in the kitchen, saying, "Don't talk to me till I've had my second cup of coffee and a cigarette." Go in the other room.
Grandma's cranky. Wow. All right. Here are a few before we head to trivia. Older adults who went to school in the 70s reveal the normal things that used to happen that nobody talks about. I remember a few of these. I don't know if Chuck will be old enough to. In the late 70s, during the gas crunch, I would take my teacher's Cadillac and wait in line to get gas for her.
Oh, that's sweet.
Seems kind of odd. In the 9th grade, I was knocked out during football practice. They gave me smelling salts, called my mom to come get me, and sat me on a stool in the parking lot. It was 1979.
You're taking up space. Get off the field, kid. Shake it off.
Get this one from 1972. I was a student bus driver for my junior and senior years in high school. We drove the buses home and parked them at our houses. The first time I ever drove in snow or ice was with a school bus full of kids.
Wow. Wait,
I wonder how old you have to be a bus driver, if there's any rules for that.
Did they say that they were a student bus driver? Like they drove students, or they were a student and a bus driver?
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
All right. Here's one. If there was a tornado drill or an actual tornado, all the students would move to the hallway, and the girls would kneel down, and the boys would lean over the girls to protect them.
It's not going to work.
In the early 70s in a large city, 7th and 8th graders were sent to lower grades to cover classes until a substitute could be found. As a member of the Future Teachers Club, I was sent regularly.
I kind of like that one, actually. I think that one's actually kind of cool. Maybe not as a full substitute, but maybe, it's to like a student teacher sort of thing. I think that one, I like that one.
I like this one. In the early 70s in junior high, 7th and 8th grade, we petitioned the school board to allow girls to wear slacks and jeans instead of dresses and skirts. We won.
Yay. I mean, good.
I know somebody who spent a lot of time here. My senior year of high school in the suburbs of Detroit, they had a room called the Student Service Center. Main purpose of it was for any student who got too high in class. He could go to the Student Services room, relax, and listen to the stereo.
It's a chill out room.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
They had a stoner counselor who would talk you down and make sure you didn't need medical attention.
Hey, man, I gotta go to the other room for a minute. It's just
wow. It says in high school in 1970, my friend pierced my ears from a demonstration in front of the class. One girl passed out.
I wonder if that was sanitary.
I'll get this one. This is okay, though. If you had a beef with someone at my high school, the PE teacher would give both kids boxing tips and then have them settle it in the gym with gloves like gentlemen.
Okay. I mean, you ever? I mean, I can think of worse ways to handle that, but I can think of better.
This was actually the way it was in Chihuahua when I went to high school. If you had a partially signed permission slip or a well-forged one, you could smoke outside between classes in designated areas.
I even remember in the 90s, kids standing outside, there was a smoking area. I mean,
wow.
I think it pretty much ended about the time by the time my senior year, they're like, okay, kids, stop smoking outside. It was supposed to be for the teachers, but yeah, the kids went out there and smoked anyway.
Last one here is for those of you that went to alternative schools. This guy says, I graduated high school in 1978 and went to the free alternative school in Woodland, Arlington. After the ceremony on our school grounds, we had 4 kegs of beer for everybody who was 18.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Yep.
The cigarette thing, I was actually talking with my kid the other day, and they are lucky they grew up in a time where the cigarette smoking is considered not cool. Like, if the kids nowadays smoking cigarettes, like, oh, you guys, you look like idiots, stop it. And instead of even back in my day, man, that made you cool or something. Maybe, probably not.
There's a couple more like that in here. There's one, the guy that said, for my class demonstration speech in high school, I demonstrated how to dismantle, clean, and reassemble a 12-gauge shotgun. No one thought anything about me bringing the gun to school.
Yeah.
And another teacher trying to teach kids about the dangers of smoking while he used a mannequin and a lit cigarette.
I remember doing one with like the teachers basically made a gravity bong and a cigarette and did like they used like some damp cotton inside of there to show you what it did, to your lungs. Right there in the classroom with a cigarette. Yep.
And what did the kids all do after school? Wow.
This was like fifth grade, so probably not smoke a cigarette.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
All right, moving on. Just a few trivia questions before we go to break, Chuck.
Okay.
Put on your thinking cap.
I got it.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
He was already wearing it.
I was already wearing it. I came prepared this morning, Scott.
I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Who dares enter the sacred and awesome presence of the everlasting know-it-all?
That's Chuck. All right.
Some
let's
days.
test that.
I don't know
Let's
about
test
today,
that.
though. I'm having an off day.
Okay. Off to the UK.
Mm-hmm.
This, probably one of the most famous buildings, has 775 rooms.
Windsor Palace. Westminster Abbey?
No.
The Royal Palace?
Close, though. It's a palace.
The Palace.
It's the most famous palace.
My brain, it's not... What's the
last name of a famous musician?
Buckingham Palace?
Buckingham Palace. There you go.
There we go.
I think it's just your hat's a little crooked.
Oh, is it? Okay. There, how's that? Is that better?
Yeah. That's way better. All right. They're man-made and they may be around for as long as 10 million years. What are they? And, oh, by the way, they're not on Earth.
Twinkies.
Possible, but no.
Those are on Earth. Those are on Earth. Satellites.
No.
Space junk in general.
No. These were made. Well, I guess that would qualify. Satellites are made by humans.
Mm.
These were made by just a couple people.
Huh. And they're not on Earth.
And they're not on Earth.
And they'll be around forever.
10 million years.
Huh.
Unless an asteroid hits them or something, that erases them.
Is it Elon Musk's car?
No.
No, what is it? I give up.
I kind of gave you a little hint with the asteroid. It is the footprints left by the Apollo astronauts.
Okay.
All right, tough one.
I'm sitting here thinking something floating in space that might get like ping-ponged.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And that's why I said if an asteroid hits it, it could erase them.
Yeah.
I was trying. All right, spy the lie here, Chuck. Mm-hmm. Most popular street name in the U.S. is 2nd Street. The Latin expression e pluribus unum means all together now. And there are approximately 10,000 volcanoes in the world's oceans.
E pluribus unum does not mean all together now.
All right, you are correct. Do you know what it means? It's a tough one. I wouldn't get that.
Isn't that in God We Trust? No. That's
the meaning of e pluribus unum.
United We Stand?
No, out of many, one.
Out of many, one. That's right. We should know that. I did know that.
I don't even think I even heard that in history class.
I remember learning that, but I had completely forgotten it. If you haven't learned anything today, there you go.
There you go. I learned something. 65 pounds per person a year. At 65 pounds per person per year, the Dutch are the biggest eaters of what?
Chocolate.
I'll give you that candy. And it is probably Dutch chocolate.
Well, there's that little girl on the package of the Swiss Miss.
That's right.
Yep.
4 U.S. presidents have this in common: Lincoln, Garfield, McKinley, and Kennedy.
They were all assassinated?
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
And horrible. I probably shouldn't have played the applause.
Yeah, probably not. At first, I was thinking they were all right-handed because most of our presidents have been left-handed.
Really?
Like a really bizarre large number, way disproportionate to the general population. Left-handed people tend to become president.
And are really good drummers.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I think it's something about the side of the brain they use. They're easier for them to drum or something.
Maybe, or run countries. Or maybe not run them, but get to a point where we put them in a position to run the country.
Oh, this one's fun. 25%, Chuck, of marshmallows used for cooking purposes are used as an ingredient in what?
S'mores.
No.
Rice Krispie treats?
No.
Is it something that we eat?
Yes.
Hot
This is used for cooking purposes. They're used as an ingredient in these 25% of the time, and that's the highest.
Give me a hint about what these are.
Oh.
We've stumped them.
It would be on the table at Thanksgiving.
Oh, the gross marshmallow sweet potatoes?
No, you probably have this as a dessert.
Pie?
Fruit salads.
Fruit salad. Oh, okay.
I didn't know you put marshmallow. I just eat fruit salad. I don't make it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. And there's one that we make. I think it's called ambrosia, where it's green with pecans, and use the pecan or the pistachio, the pistachio pudding, and make it with marshmallows.
I'm not sure about the writer of this and why they wanted the answer salads. It says 48% go into cookies, 25% into salads, 12% into potatoes, 6% into cookies and pastries, 4% into candy and fudge, and other 5% where people just eat the marshmallow.
Just eat the mushroom.
All right, maybe not. Let's see. Find the fake town, Chuck.
Okay.
Sweet Lips, Tennessee. Dead Horse, Alaska, Sponge, Idaho, or Hot Coffee, Mississippi?
I've been to Dead Horse. Sweet Lips sounds right. I'm going to go with Sponge, Idaho.
You're right!
Yay!
Would you mind saying that again? Idaho? That's frightfully interesting. We pronounce it Ohio.
Potato Head! Way to go, Idaho!
Whoop, 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 whoop. And when we come back, local birthdays, celebrity birthdays, a little bit of history, goofy holidays, and we wrap it all up with some odd news. But you have to stay right here on Northern Lights Public Radio. We are KCHW 102.7.
Hey, Scott, go get your coffee.
It's not a tumor.
Who's your daddy? Come on, you know who your daddy is. Who's your daddy? Tell him who his daddy is.
I'm your daddy.
It's 8:22.
Programming on KCHW is made possible in part by listeners like you and by
Country Chevrolet. Country Chevrolet, located at 880 South Main Street in Colville, is a full-service Chevrolet dealership, offering a wide range of new and pre-owned vehicles with at-home mobile test drive service available. In addition, Country Chevrolet also offers maintenance and service, vehicle rentals, and full auto detailing. More information is available at countrychevy.com or by calling 509-684-8400. KCHW would like to thank Country Chevrolet for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products, including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW
102.7.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast, May 9th, 2024. I'm Farah Siddiqui. The world's largest vacuum to suck climate pollution out of the air began operating in Iceland on Wednesday. It's expected to remove carbon and store it deep into the earth. Also, members of the House Education Committee questioned school leaders from K through 12 public schools over their handling of complaints of anti-Semitism. And President Joe Biden tells CNN that he'll stop sending American weapons to Israel if there's a major invasion in Rafah. This is a first in his acknowledgement that U.S. weapons have been used to kill civilians in Gaza. It's nearly summer and time to go to bat for those struggling with hunger in New Mexico. Our Roz Brown has more.
This Saturday, letter carriers with the U.S. Postal Service will collect non-perishable food items on the doorsteps of customers as part of Stamp Out Hunger, the nation's largest one-day food drive. Maria Montano is a member of Albuquerque's National Association of Letter Carriers, Branch 504. She participates each year because she says it's a chance to give back to the community.
The end of April, I start talking about it to my customers, letting my customers know, and every little bit counts. One day alone at one station, we get close to about 500 pounds per carrier.
Some Virginia farm workers will have updated heat protection guidelines.
The Farm Labor Organizing Committee is enacting heat and safety protections for all its members. Neither Virginia nor the federal government has comprehensive heat guidelines for workers. It comes as summer temperatures are getting hotter because of climate change. Mario Vargas with the Farm Labor Organizing Committee says being mindful of heat stress is important.
It should be important every season, because there's been some deaths in some fields, not only in North Carolina, but in some other states, because of these supervisors or contractors, independent contractors, that they push the people to their limit.
The new protections say if temperatures are near 85 degrees, anyone experiencing heat stress or dehydration symptoms should leave the field and seek shade. For temperatures close to 95 degrees or higher, workers should take a break every 2.5 hours with water in the shade or as often as needed, regardless of whether a supervisor is present. I'm Edwin J. Vieira.
Dozens of union members rallied Wednesday in Sacramento, calling on lawmakers to pass a set of bills called the California Worker Climate Bill of Rights. Suzanne Potter has more.
The bills are intended to integrate workers' rights into the clean energy transition. The Climate Resilient Schools Act would create the first master plan to make sure our schools have clean, cool air, adequate shade, and energy-efficient buildings and buses. Jeff Freitas is president of CFT, a union of educators and classified professionals.
The bill also looks at everything that is needed in terms of how it can help the state, how it can help the school environment, how it can help the students, creating not only a more welcome space, but a healthier space for our students and the workers there.
This is Public News Service. Michigan boasts 11,000 inland lakes, more freshwater shoreline than any other state, and tens of thousands of miles of rivers and streams. But a new report says some of these waters are being contaminated by livestock waste from concentrated animal feeding operations, or CAFOs. More from Crystal Blair.
The Environmental Law and Policy Center report says the 290 CAFOs in Michigan generate almost 63 million pounds of waste. Report co-author Katie Garvey.
This is just a lot of waste, and it all has to go somewhere. Unfortunately, because of the way that this industry operates and the state's failure to regulate it properly, that somewhere, all too often, is the waters of the state.
Garvey says if CAFOs were regulated like other industrial operations, they would have to either treat their waste before disposing of it, safely manage it, or produce less waste. Some defenders of CAFOs say every firm is different and the industry should not be painted with a broad brush.
President Joe Biden was in Wisconsin on Wednesday touting plans for a new Microsoft data center. The visit comes amid new polling data in battleground states about what's on the minds of rural voters, with organizers noting surprising results.
The poll released by the Rural Democracy Initiative included feedback from Wisconsin voters. 57% of respondents said they favored a more economic populist vision, with policies centered around lowering costs and raising incomes for the working class. Breakthrough Campaigns researcher Patrick Toomey, who helped lead the poll, says that approach appears more popular than one often touted by GOP politicians.
Just cutting taxes and getting rid of regulations is not going to do the most to help me in this economy.
And while economic policies aligned with Democrats, like minimum wage hikes, are favorable in this poll, many rural voters indicated they think Republicans are doing more for working people. Analysts say that shows Democrats have work to do to rebuild trust in rural areas. I'm Mike Moen.
A North Carolina group hopes to help people stay out of prison by connecting them to critical resources.
Recidivism Reduction Educational Programs Services is launching a new hotline to help formerly incarcerated people with reentry services. Kerwin Pittman is the organization's founder and says he found it tough getting connected to the right people as a returning citizen nearly 7 years ago. And in 2024, he says the issue still exists.
We realized that across North Carolina, the connectivity wasn't happening at all. And so you would have people, returning citizens, family members, those who wanted to get help, for these individuals trying to reach out for services and needed services, but just couldn't find them.
The hotline connects callers to real people who essentially create a bridge directly to services in the community. Shantia Hudson reporting.
This is Farah Siddiqui for Public News Service, member and listener supported, heard on interesting radio stations, your favorite podcast platform, and you can find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
KCHW 102.7 FM, the music education station, is pleased to announce its first fully produced syndicated radio program that's available to public radio stations worldwide. It's called Swinging with Dr. Jazz, and you can hear it locally at 6 p.m. every Sunday night, right here on Northern Lights Public Radio. Each episode features 6 swing-era bands from the 30s and 40s. Swinging with Dr. Jazz, Sundays at 6 on KCHW 102.7 and online at northernlightspublicradio.com.
This Saturday night at the Chewelah Center for the Arts, it's KCHW's Chewelah's Got Talent 6. Your 4-time award-winning talent show returns this Saturday night at 6 p.m. with 10 acts, all vying for big cash prizes. Tickets are just $15 and available now at the Chewelah Independent, the Valley Drug Company, Acres United Drug, and online at kchw.org or chewelahsgottalent.com. Take part in the fun with our audience costume contest and concessions, including beer and wine from the Chewelah Center for the Arts. Our cash and prizes are made possible through donations from our friends, Country Chevrolet, SETI's Ace Hardware, Andy's Sandwich and Sports, the Chewelah Creative District, the Yale Press, the Chewelah Center for the Arts, and Gino and Sharon Ludwig. This Saturday night, May 11th, 6 p.m. at the Chewelah Center for the Arts. Doors open at 5:30 and space is limited for Chewelah's Got Talent 6.
No sound effects. Welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. This is Chuck Ritchie and Scott Allen. And yes, don't forget to buy those Chewelah's Got Talent tickets. They are selling fast. You can get those online at chewelahsgottalent.com, kchw.org, or Valley Drug, Acres United Drug, or the Independent. Sorry about that.
You want some sound effects?
What's that?
You want some sound effects? I was playing them. They just weren't going out over the air.
Oh,
Did you know what this is? This, my friends, is false advertising.
Did you have your computer muted, Scott?
I did. I'm really bad about forgetting to undo that. I feel so bad.
You kind of had this look on your face. I think, were you seeing my lips moving?
Yeah, I did. I was like, huh.
You look
talking over the sound effect. Huh. All right. News story popped up, Chuck.
What's that?
Barron Trump has turned 18.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Turned 18 in March, and now it's time for him to step into the political spotlight. It's one thing. Donald Trump's got too many kids.
Mm-hmm.
Trump's former president, former president Donald Trump's youngest child, who will graduate from high school next week, has largely been kept out of the political spotlight. Was picked by the Republican Party of Florida on Wednesday night as one of the state's at-large delegates to the Republican National Convention.
Isn't there some sort of conflict of interest there? I mean,
it's Florida, so
that's true. That's true.
You know, my favorite question to would be to ask Barron Trump today is, "Where's your dad?"
I was holding out hope for him that he might stay out of the foray, but apparently he's been itching to jump right in.
What's your dad doing today? Oh yeah, he's in court. Sorry.
You know what would be even worse is if he doesn't want to do this, and they're pushing him into it and they're forcing him into it. That would be worse than yeah.
Well, you know, he might not have been a politician when he started, but he definitely is now. And families follow those lines, and there's a lot of sons to do that. So, yeah. Wow. Wow. And on to this break we go. Very first one is something much funner, and that is local celebrity birthdays.
Yes, we have those right here. We have today Wanda Danford and Rose Bender with birthdays. Happy birthday, everybody.
All right. Big round of applause. Celebrity birthdays today. We'll start off with musician Billy Joel, turning 75. Candace Bergen from Murphy Brown, 78. John Corbett, My Big Fat Greek Wedding Movies, Northern Exposure, and more, 63. Rosario Dawson from Sin City, Daredevil, and The Mandalorian, 45. Reality star Audrina Patridge is 39. And Noah Centino, To All the Boys I've Loved Before is what he was in. He is just a mere 28.
Just a baby.
Just a baby.
All
On to
right.
history with Chuck Ritchie.
So in 1868, the city of Reno, Nevada was founded. 1950, right? I wonder if they had any idea when they founded it in 1868. Could you imagine if you could put them in a time machine and bring them to Reno? Would they love it, or would they be like, "What in the world did you guys do to this town?"
I should have bought more property.
Right? Exactly.
That's what I'd say.
My great-great-grandchildren could have been rich.
What was I doing?
Right? In 1955, Sam and Friends debuted on a single U.S. television channel, making the first television appearance of both Jim Henson and what would become Kermit the Frog and the Muppets. Sam and Friends.
So who was Sam?
Wasn't that the eagle?
Okay.
I think Sam was the eagle. I don't know. 1974, three Detroit thieves set a record by stealing 32,500 used watches from a Goodwill Industries warehouse. I'm not even mad. That's impressive.
So?
The real question is, why did Goodwill have 32,500 watches sitting in a warehouse?
Probably a donation from somebody that went out of business, or
okay. I can see that.
Watches some company couldn't sell.
I was going to say that 1974. I was going to say if it was in the 80s, it probably would have been the Swatch Company.
Oh.
Do not remember this one at all. In 1987, Tom Cruise and Mimi Rogers were married.
Huh.
I know who Mimi Rogers is. Don't remember this. 1990, Irish singer Sinead O'Connor refused to appear on SNL after a chauvinistic comedian Andrew Dice Clay was named as host. I don't know. I don't blame anyone for not wanting to go on the air with him.
No. He didn't last very long, that's for sure.
No, he didn't. You know, there's one thing about being funny and, being out there and being raunchy, but some of it's a bit too far. Yeah. 2000, the owner of a small Dutch tobacco shop won $4.1 million in the lottery by mistake. Having accidentally printed up more tickets than he could sell, he was forced by law to buy the remainder himself. One of his extra tickets was the big winner. Aw. Bummer, dude.
Bonus!
Right?
Oh, no, we're starting to finish each other's sentences.
In 2000, each other's sandwiches? What? In 2006, a shoplifter in Scotland who flirted with a checkout clerk while hiding a bottle of vodka up his sleeve was easily traced by police because he left his name and telephone number with the girl.
Ooh.
Wow. In 2014, Vladimir Putin visited Crimea for the first time since annexing the region. Then in 2019, a new Australian $50 banknote misspelled responsibility as responsibility, spelled differently. I'm trying to see where they're spelled. I think I'm not seeing the change. But that was misspelled on 46 million notes.
Embarrassing.
Oh, I think it's supposed to be responsibly or responsibility.
So I want to know if you've looked ahead. Where did you come up with us finishing each other's sandwiches?
I believe it was from Frozen, the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's because that's coming up.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I've got like my favorite collage for today, and it's about sandwiches.
It's because I do my homework, Scott, and I read all this stuff ahead of time and study and practice my lines.
Just checking. I'm just checking. Trying to sneak something by me. Special events for today. This is one of the biggest days of the year. It's Hooray for Buttons Day.
Huzzah!
So just imagine if immediately you lost all your buttons.
That would make you be very happy to have them back.
And for Chuck, you wouldn't be able to press all those buttons.
Right?
Hooray for Buttons Day. All right, take a break at some point, and this is my favorite kind of wine, Moscato Day.
I love a good Moscato. It's like candy it's like alcoholic candy that bubbles.
Like alcoholic candy for alcoholics.
It's my wife's favorite wine. I think I might for Mother's Day get her a bottle of bubbly Moscato. Yeah.
It's Make a Book Day. Also, time to gather around the dryer. It's Lost Sock Memorial Day.
Oh, let us take a moment in silence. I have for days now been wearing mismatched socks because I've got half a dozen pairs of socks that I only have one half of that sock. So, yeah.
I know you like to fix things. Have you ever fixed a dryer and found a bunch of your socks inside?
I have taken apart multiple dryers and I have found an occasional thing, but generally the stuff doesn't really get through. Sometimes older dryers, especially where there's cracks and stuff and space, but newer dryers, there's not really much space for that stuff to get through.
What's a new dryer?
Anything made in the last 20 years. Anything since the 90s.
My new place has one of those stackables in it, and the washer broke, and the repair on the stackable was $600, and I just went, well, that's not going to happen.
Wow.
So now I bought a washer and dryer, used, of course. I only buy used stuff.
Of course.
I'm cheap. And I didn't have room for the dryer, and I have to do some remodeling in the laundry room, bust out a wall so that because it was made for a stackable, but there's a closet there, so there's room for a washer and a dryer.
Yeah.
So now I have this stackable with a washer in front of it. Here's the big problem, though. I'm too short to reach the dryer. So I have a ladder, and when I want to get the clothes, I can toss the clothes into the dryer, but if I want to get them out, I got to get up on a ladder to get over the top of the washer to get my clothes out of the dryer, and it's horrible.
Wow.
Waiting on a contract.
I know, those little apartment dryers, I know those things have a tendency, something about those, they're never really that well made, and the single piece, and I have taken those apart, and they do get a lot of stuff in them. And I've maintained commercial washer and dryers like in a laundromat, and tons of stuff get through those things.
Wow.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think those would have any gaps in them.
Yeah. But they do. Oh, they do. The latest appliance that I bought was our fridge went out, so we had to buy a new fridge, financed it, did the whole thing. They brought it in, it had dents in it. I got it on clearance anyway, and then they brought it in, had dents in it. I got an additional discount. The drivers that left it, they left all the trash in the middle of the street. They left a cup, like a paper, soda fountain cup in there. Picked it up. It was full of tobacco chew, and it ran all down my arm. I called that company that delivered that delivered it and screamed at him over the phone, because I was angry and mortified and disgusted. They gave me an additional $500 off. I ended up getting a brand new fridge for like $400 because those drivers. Because I picked up that chew cup and it just ran all down my arm, down my elbow. It was disgusting.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, you don't see that every day.
So I generally don't buy new either, but this time I got a new one for less than the price of a used. So I was pretty happy with that. Yep.
I can see you grinning.
I am grinning. That was worth it. Worth it.
All right. The often lamented, also another goofy holiday day, the often lamented Butterscotch Brownie Day. What? Butterscotch Brownie. Okay.
Have you ever had a butterscotch brownie?
No, but it sounds delicious.
It does. I had some butterscotch chocolate, like those fancy chocolates the other day. delicious. Dark chocolate with butterscotch inside. Woo, it's good.
That's one of my favorite things. Butterscotch Dilly Bar from Dairy Queen.
Oh yeah, those are good. Those
And finally, be careful with this one.
These young kids today, they don't understand the value of good butterscotch.
That's right. That's right. Don't get caught doing this one today. It is Tear the Tags Off Your Mattress Day.
Scott, have you ever been in a mattress store and actually torn the tag off a mattress?
No.
Can you admit this on the air? No, me.
Because it says do not remove.
Me neither, then.
For some reason, we're not supposed to touch them.
And our number of the day, Scott, is 5,500. Yes. These are the monthly searches on Google for the phrase, how do I use Google? Google also gets around, or is it spelled here, Google, also gets around 100,000 monthly searches for how to win the lottery. That would be nice. It would be nice if you could just, train yourself to win the lottery.
Yeah. All right. We are running late on time. It's 15 till the top of the hour. Let's go ahead and roll into the crazy.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
Yep, it doesn't get any worse than this. Starting
Never
off
does.
with the news attack. First sentence true. Second sentence bad joke.
Yeah. All right. Do you want me to kick it off?
I always want you to kick it
All
off.
right. A study discovered that the air inside our car could be harmful. Turns out our cars are more now dangerous than driving in a demolition derby.
You ever, newer cars have the in-cabin filter? Take it out once and look at what you've been breathing through.
I know we need to change ours because you turn on, especially if it's been a while, especially the air conditioner. The first time you turn that on after a while, it doesn't smell pleasant in the car.
I bought a new car. Air conditioner didn't work. Looked up, online, found where they hide the filter on the inside of the car because I knew the motor one was fine. And I'd never seen anything like it when I pulled it out. It was full of leaves.
Wow.
A good half inch of caked on dirt. So every time you ran the heater or the AC, that's what you were inhaling.
Well, and then it gets all the pollen too. And they get trapped full of pollen, and then they get the condensation when the air conditioner runs, and then I don't need to say more.
Yeah. If your car stinks, it's not the passenger.
It's my car, I swear.
All right, presidential candidate RFK Jr. says a worm ate part of his brain. Kristi Noem, I shot a puppy. RFK Jr., hold my beer. I've got a dead worm in my brain. You win.
Just when you think things can't get weirder, here we go.
America.
Right? A doctor in China discovered why his patient was experiencing severe ear pain. A spider was building a nest. Whew. Yeah, at first the nest didn't hurt that much, but then the spider had an indoor swimming pool and a home theater room. Fixing up to build a nice covered deck.
I actually have had a spider in my ear. Not that funny.
No, it's not.
I got it with a gun, though.
I had one. I was outside the other night over the weekend.
I didn't even get anything on
Oh,
it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Say what you were going to say.
No, I was outside the other night in the middle of the night, and a moth flew just right in the ear hole, just like a sniper shot to right down into there. Yeah, it was bad.
He flew into your what?
My ear hole.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Mother's Day is Sunday. I've been camping out since Tuesday for a brunch table. It's going to be busy.
There's Scott just waiting out in front of the rusty putter.
I need this table on Sunday.
Oh, okay. A United Nations report says that almost 700 million people still defecate in public. What? Yeah, usually during Mardi Gras.
I know there's a lot of countries where they just go in the street.
Yeah. There's some where they still have like medieval times when they have like the sewage running down like troughs in the middle of the street covered by a grate. Yeah.
Yeah, excuse me for a minute.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm going to go have some chili on a cinnamon roll.
Going along with that, experts say the U.S. has 3.7 million miles of rivers, most of which are underwater.
Why is that one so funny?
I don't know.
It's not.
From the news, you probably knew.
A study found that if kids eat a lot of fish, they really will be smarter. Smart enough to not any seafood restaurant that calls itself the bait shop. Wow.
Study finds that walnuts to be great for healthy aging. Flush saying the word walnuts just makes you happy.
It really does.
What are those? Walnuts?
Oh, say walnut without a smile. I dare you.
Dare you. I don't think you can.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
All right, on to wacky but true. We don't add anything to these but television and movie sound effects. And I usually spend about, I don't, think people notice like they happen magically. But these sound effects, I usually spend 45 minutes to an hour a day putting these collages together.
You do. It's a lot of work to do that stuff.
Just because I enjoy it and it makes me laugh, and I hope it makes you laugh. So here we go. Today I think we have like 3 collages and several other sound effects, and we add those to these stories that are totally true, and Chuck can go again.
All right. 26-year-old Indonesian man known only as, is it AK or AK? I'm going to call him AK because that sounds more fun.
Yeah.
He recently discovered that his wife of 12 days was in fact a man disguised as a woman. The shocking revelation came after Ak met his bride-to-be, Adina Kanza Azara, online and fell in love with her. Despite her attempts to conceal her face and lack of close family, Ak was captivated by her and decided to marry her. However, after the marriage, Adina continued to hide her face and avoided intimacy with Ak, raising suspicions within his family. Upon investigation, they uncovered that Adina's father was alive and revealed that Adina was actually a man called Esh. It was later discovered that Esh's deception was driven by a desire for money. Every time Adina asked for money, Ak or his family gave it. And this quote-unquote bride has been charged.
Esh and Ak. I think Ak changed his name afterwards to Ick. I had so many sound effects I wanted to play for this one, but I did need to be culturally sensitive, so I skipped a bunch of them, even though I thought they were funny, and decided on this one.
Just get one of those inflatable women. But make sure it's a woman, though. Because one time
Yeah.
All right.
We've all been there.
Puppy in the Yep. Puppy in the UK had to undergo wow, Joe, I like that. Had to undergo emergency surgery after eating a bunch of fridge magnets that were placed low enough for him to get to him. Oh, poor puppy.
We're passing through the magnetic field.
Hold tight. They made a magnetic junction. I can't shake them.
You forget it. I already tried it. It's magnetically sealed.
Put that thing away.
This is how the world works. All energy flows according to the whims of the great magnet.
True. Just a quick little PSA: magnets and those little like the flat batteries. Like the little there's a name for that type of battery, but like the watch battery type things. Yeah. Worst things for your dogs to get. The watch batteries will actually like corrode in their system, and magnets will stick together inside their stomach and cause binding and need surgery to get them out. So keep them down. Keep them up high on the fridge.
You should not eat those. Just saying.
Yeah, Scott, I got to tell you for the last time, stop eating the magnets.
I heard they were healthy and good for my arthritis.
I know it's fun when they click in your tummy.
Only when I dance.
But that's not the good kind of click, Scott. Yeah.
It really throws them off at the airport too. I wonder if you ate a bunch as they were traveling down your esophagus, if you could get things to stick to you.
If they were really, really strong.
Yeah.
In Germany, a man caused some massive damage when he tried to use a vacuum cleaner, not on his eyeball, but to siphon gas out of his car. The man had mistakenly filled his tank with unleaded instead of diesel, stuck the vacuum hose in the tank to get the gasoline, which of course made the fumes explode inside the vacuum cleaner. Yeah.
It's not the first time I've heard about this.
No.
Commence Operation Vacuum Suck.
Yeah. Brian, I'm going to be honest with you. That smells like pure gasoline.
I vacuumed here as fast as I could. Whoa.
And mark my words, this is the last night I take a bath in Fred's gasoline station.
Yeah.
Say, join me, Scott. Suck. Suck. Suck.
That's the best part of it. Hold on.
Commence Operation Vacuum Suck.
All right.
You know, that's one movie that just never gets old.
No.
Spaceballs. I could watch that every day. All right.
really?
What's that?
Really?
No, probably not. That would probably get really old. But I did as a child for many years.
Okay.
Yep.
Matt.
Oh,
I think
that was
my
yours.
turn. But
Oh, yeah, I'm
you
sorry.
want to go?
No, you go.
You want to
go? You go.
No, you go.
You go, Scott.
You're mocking me, aren't you?
You say it last.
Man was arrested in Brazil after they proved he stole a woman's necklace. Cops who arrested him suspected he swallowed the necklace and took him to a local hospital where they x-rayed him and found it. Yeah, you know the whole thing. 4 to 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Get your necklace back.
What do we got? Root canal, and by the looks of those x-rays, it's not going to be pretty.
You hear what she said? X-rays, there goes your whole cockamamie case.
I'll want some more x-rays, and let's get ready for an encephalogram, an EMG, and if necessary, a spinal tap.
Yes, doctor.
Nurse, the x-rays.
That is an x-ray of your son's rib cage.
Then you better use your x-ray vision, Superman, and look right through it, because it ain't coming down.
After those x-rays, we know the tingler exists.
A born loser. You want to know why you lost your wife? Because you've got no character, no guts. I'm surprised it didn't show up in the x-rays.
Wow, that's kind of mean.
A 28-year-old Florida man in Cape Coral. He was arrested for a destructive rampage at his ex-girlfriend's home. He broke in during the early hours. Police say Brett Dahl terrorized the woman, smashing her beta fish tank, flushing her pet fish down the toilet. Dahl then stole her iPhone and vandalized her vehicle. The total cost of the damages amounted to $3,370.
So glad she didn't have a dog.
Right.
And her last name wasn't Gnome.
Right.
All right. Poor fish.
Why is he playing dead? He's gonna get flushed down the toilet. He's gonna get out of here.
Yeah, he's on track, all right. He's headed right down the toilet.
I used to come fishing here, you know, but somehow all the fish died, a long time ago now. Nothing sadder than a dead fish.
He's a fish killer.
Anything unusual about it? Yes, there was a horrible smell. Like dead fish it was. Dead fish?
Those fish are dead.
Well, boys, it's going to be ice-cold sushi for breakfast.
Wow, that's cruel.
I just can't think the poor woman in there, this guy, and I mean, thank goodness it was only her phone and the fish, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
crazy.
wow.
Not too dangerous, so that's cool.
Right.
All right, man, last story, and this is the one that kind of tripped me up. Is like, were you secretly listening to me, Chuck? Man caught with a ham and cheese sandwich stuffed with drugs was arrested in Spain. A photo shared police showed slices of bread, ham, and melted cheese, and 3.5 ounces of cocaine.
Wow. That's weirdly making me hungry, Scott.
Wow. It's weird. That's a big sandwich.
Right.
They should have made him eat it.
You guys need anything? Books, papers, cigarettes, ham sandwich?
Have you lost something?
I dropped my sandwich.
What kind?
I got that. Oh, and a ham sandwich.
What's his favorite food?
Sandwiches. Can I get you something, Mr. Briscoe?
Yes, sir. A ham sandwich.
Listen, if you don't quit munching that sandwich and throw that feeble brain of yours at a high gear, those guys are going to hijack the Statue of Liberty.
Well then, what about invisible sandwich? Hero, imagine eating a sandwich, but everybody just thinks you're crazy. Just stop. I mean, it's crazy.
What?
We finish each other's
Sandwiches.
What'd you think of that sandwich?
You're a 3-decker sauerkraut and toadstool sandwich with arsenic sauce.
Yeah. See?
I got to be honest with you, Scott. You said that'd be a big sandwich. I can't visualize what 3.5 ounces of cocaine would look like in a sandwich.
I don't know, but it sounds like a lot.
It's yeah. I guess I'm not an expert.
Sorry, I was basing it on an ounce of weed.
That's 3.5 ounces.
Wow.
That'd be like a quadruple stack burger. Yeah.
Yeah. It's called a Hero.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It'd be like a foot long.
Wow. I love the one sound effect with the guy and the girl. I can't believe we finished each other's sandwiches. So gross. All right. That wraps up our show today. If you're happy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Coming up tonight on the radio, what is it, Chuck Ritchie?
It is Thursday, and the computer's not scrolling. It is Out of the Woods from 6 to 8 p.m. 8 to 9 p.m. is Kilton a Twist. Then 9 to 11 p.m. is Acoustic Cafe. And don't forget,
if you've never checked out of the Woods, that is bluegrass.
Yes, it is. And we probably, I don't think we got the latest edition. I think they're taking a break a little bit, so we're going to find an old episode from the archives and throw it in there tonight.
Ooh.
So yeah,
rerun.
Yeah. That's a good one. So and also don't forget to go online to ChihuahuasGotTalent.com, KCHW.org, our Facebook page, and get those Chihuahuas Got Talent tickets. Or you can find those at Valley Drug, Acres United Drug, or the Independent Office. Or come see me tomorrow at the Friday Market, and I will have some tickets with me.
And we are back tomorrow morning at 7:20 to take you into your weekend. It's Chuck and Scott, KCHW 102.7. Have a great day.
In the midst of the chaos, I could swear that I heard my goats screaming for help.
When you're telling these little stories, here's a good idea. Have a point. Makes it so much more interesting for the listener.
It's 9:01.
Your KCHW